been doing a lot of thinking recently about the way that my delayed processing and the fact that my emotional affect does not always match my words, the way those two things can impact not just my experience of interactions, but also other people's experiences of our interactions. So back in grad school, I did this class and read all these books on memory, and one of the things that's really interesting about memory is that the way that our brains encode memory is just all kinds of jacked, and like we don't record always what actually happened, like we kind of reinforce narratives around what happened and things like that. So my brain kind of fixates on details, right, and picks up on all of these little details but can't process them in the moment, so my brain doesn't filter in the same way. My processing kicks in later, and because I'm not filtering, that's one of the challenges of my brain, is that I don't filter which things I remember. Like if I didn't get, there's things I don't notice, but if I noticed it, I remember it. So I'm not thinking about everything that happened, because again, I don't notice some things because I'm focused on others, but everything that I did notice did happen. Does that make sense? But because I don't react in the moment, this is my hypothesis, I think what's happening is that the person I'm talking to, if they aren't a delayed processor like me, if they're somebody who's processing in the moment, they may not retain or ever recognize that they said something really horrible to me. One of the things that I'm often struck by is that when I go back to someone later to talk through some of the things that are bothering me about our interaction, they'll claim they never said the thing I know they said, or they'll claim I misunderstood, or things like that. And I think I definitely misunderstand their intentions, but I think that's because their intentions don't translate to what they said. So it's not just my misunderstanding, it's them also, it's a miscommunication, right? They're intending something, launching it in their brain, it's coming out of their mouth really badly. I'm receiving it, I can't process it right away, so I'm coming back to the exact words rather than being able to fully process the context. And the exact words are really messed up. So when I come to them and I say, these are the exact words you said to me, they are saying no, or that's not what I meant, or you misunderstood, as opposed to saying, yes, those are the words that I said. I'm so sorry that I hurt you. Is it all right if I tell you what I was trying to say? And the reason I have a script for that is because guess what? I mean, I do that all the time. I've had that happen multiple times where I've intended to communicate something, I've said my words, I haven't realized, often because I'm very direct or I'm not reading the other person's body language correctly, that I've misstepped and hurt the other person. They come back to me later and they say, that thing you said was really messed up, and these are all the reasons you said it. The hill I will die on is, yes, I said those things. I'm so sorry for the impact. I will be completely accountable to the impact of my actions. Stop saying I intended that impact. You can't know what's in my brain. I can, and what I can tell you is, I don't process things in the moment. My body language isn't gonna mean what you think it means. It's just not. I'm processing something different from what you're experiencing. I'll process this later. What I might be focused on is the fact that my cat keeps sneezing through this video and I keep having to stop and repeat myself. I love her. So that's kind of one of the things I've wondered about, because people frequently say, that didn't happen, or you're misinterpreting, or whatever. And it feels like intentional gaslighting, or like I'm crazy. I'm not trying to make a statement about your intentions, I'm just saying these are the words that you said, and I can't come up with a good reason, like a positive reason for them. They're causing harm. If you just say, I'm sorry I hurt you, I'm going to be receptive to the next sentence being, is it okay if I explain what I was trying to say? And I might not want to hear it right then. But the relationship's intact because I trust you, and you haven't told me that I can't trust myself. So that was my thought for the afternoon.